Welcome to the source. The source. Source. Hey, get the source.
Yo, good morning.
Good morning.
Well, hope you all feel great this morning. Hope you all had a nice Friday night. I'll take a 2-1 day with a plus 165. Shout out Cleveland. Shout out Machine Gun Kelly. Shout out J Ram. Cleveland, man. What's up?
No sweat, Cleveland, too. That was never even a worrisome.
Sweating. What do you mean no sweat? It was a 2-run game in Philly.
Did you watch it? Philly didn't do shit. At no point in that game after we scored that first run was I worried about us losing. Not 1 second.
What? I was. I'm worried about a 2-run lead on the road in Philadelphia.
A Philadelphia team that has shown us constantly over the past week they can't score runs at all to save their life.
Over the past week. Okay. All right. We got 15 games to go through. Then we got some UFC fights to do. We're in for the long haul. So let's go ahead and start with Texas at Toronto. And kind of like the over here. We were just talking about this game. Michael Lorenzen making a road start. The thing with Michael Lorenzen is he's really dominant against lefties. Toronto doesn't have many of those. They're a pretty righty-heavy lineup. So this is a tough spot for Lorenzen up in Toronto against a bunch of righties. I don't have much faith in Michael Lorenzen here. On the other side, you got Gausman at home, who's been a disaster. Gausman at home this year has been a disaster. I mean, 6.96 ERA, 164 whip at home this year. His last home start, the Tigers got 4 off him. Before that, the Yankees killed him. Before that, the Red Sox killed him. Cleveland got. When's the last time Lorenzen's had a good start at home? I mean, it's crazy. Dead ass though. Like, it's crazy.
The answer is April 27th against the Dodgers. That was his last home start that you can say. Damn, Kevin Gausman looked really good today. That's the last time you can say that.
The last time Kevin Gausman pitched a good home game, prop beaver, was still on camera. It would be Blue Jays are over here. I'm going to write down over as a possible addition. I haven't bet this one.
Yeah, it would be over or pass for me. I didn't bet this. I wanted to see what it looked like last night. Only thing I can really add to that is neither bullpen is in like really good shape either. On the Texas side, Yates only went 9 pitches and he's had a couple days off before that, but he's worked 4 times in the last 5 days or 6 days. So that's a lot of work. And then they have Leclerc, who's went 2 of the last 3 nights. Schwartz, who went 30 last night. Hernandez went 30 last night, or 22 last night. And then Latz went back-to-back days. And then on the Toronto side, Chad Green, their closer, 2 of the last 3 nights. Genesis Cabrera, now their new second man or setup man because Garcia was traded. He's been 2 of the last 3 nights. Zach Pop and Brandon Little, both Pop coming up from AAA. I don't even know if he's available. And then Brandon Little, 3 of the last 4 nights himself, or Brendan Little, 3 of the last 4 nights himself. So neither one of these bullpens were in great shape either. So even if these both starting pitchers seem to pitch well, I think there's possible abilities that we hit this over later in the game.
This is Bailey in the comments, says Jays always win Saturday afternoon games, but they always lose Friday night games. Is there data to back that up, or is there any data to back that up, or are you just saying that? Someone wants to know what
this is like the first year I've heard, not like him, but like a lot of people using like these teams are good on Fridays or Saturdays or Sundays, like more than any other year. So maybe there's like a new website that tracks that or something. I don't know.
ESPN tracks that.
Oh, do they? I've never used ESPN.
I don't very often either. But they have a splits page that I'm pretty sure day of the week is on there. If I'm not mistaken. That makes sense. I mean, I could care less the day of the week. I could get behind maybe some spots like before a road trip, getting home from like shit like that maybe. But as far as day of the week, I mean. San Diego, Baltimore is next. Let's talk some run index. Michael King. The Padres are minus 120 favorites in Baltimore. The world is upside down. Toast hit his Padres bet yesterday. That was pretty sweet. What'd you get that at? Plus what?
165, I think.
Damn, that's nice. I got Cleveland at plus 165, and it felt good. So I would imagine the Padres one felt just as good.
Considering I had them both, yeah. It was a nice one. The Pirates at the end of the night hurt my feelings, though. So it all works out when you play dogs.
I knew that wasn't going to go over 8.5 because of that ballpark.
That's touche. Touche.
You going back to him here, Michael King?
I'm going to play the first 5. I think there's a huge pitching advantage for the Padres in the first 5. So I bet the Padres on the money line for the first 5 last night at minus 105. I don't even want to look what it says right now. Hold on. Yeah, it's minus 130. Yeah, it'd be a pass at that number. There's no way I can do that. But really quickly, just Michael King has been over his last 7 starts. He had one bad start against Milwaukee at home, which I still don't understand what happened. Besides that, Oakland, Philadelphia, Boston, Texas, Seattle, Cleveland. He's going 5 or 6 innings and giving up 1 run. On the other side, Dean Kramer. I mean, like the definition of average, he's going to give you 4 or 5 innings.
Dude,
depending
average.
Is that wrong?
His last dude, this dude sucks. Average.
I would call him an average arm in Major League Baseball. There's a lot of guys. I mean, Dean, for what he's worth, I mean, he has pitched pretty well at times, but he's not a guy that I'm looking to back. But yeah, it's the Padres are absolutely rolling right now. They have a huge pitching advantage. Yeah, I bet him in the first 5.
Nah, I mean, I can't. I agree that they have the huge pitching advantage, but I can't get behind Padres favorite in Baltimore. It's a straight pass for me.
I wouldn't pay minus 130. Not a chance in hell.
Next up, shout out Reds.
Can I say something really quickly? That doesn't mean because I want to play minus 130 that you play the run line at plus money. That doesn't make it a better bet. Like, it's the same type of situation. Like, I would pass, just for the record.
Next up is Reds Tampa. Reds came through for me yesterday. Had a full unit on them. Made us sweat though. They made us sweat.
That was a sweat. Holy cow!
Yo, the Discord was were you in there when they were slamming Lodolo in like the second inning? Or like, dude, someone responded.
I knew it was
like,
yeah,
mushed it. But I had thought, because I just had it on the small screen. I wasn't like sitting there watching intently. And based on what the Discord was saying, I thought Lodolo pitched terribly. I thought, look at his game logs. He took 7 innings, 2 runs. Like,
I think I can't remember what I did with the kid. I think I changed his diaper or something, and then I pulled up my phone and I looked, and I was like, "Oh, I thought we were down 4-2 or something like that." And he got out of the inning.
Like, Reds are cooked. It's 2-2 in the third.
I'm like, "Oh, we got out of it." Oh,
so I do have a bet on this game, and I went right back to the Reds, but a slightly different than yesterday. Took the team total over 3.5 at minus 120. I don't know if you could. I probably should check to see if you could still get this. I bet this last night, and I haven't checked to see if it was still there. So let me pull it up. See if you guys, if you're trying to tail, if you can still get that.
Yeah,
team
you're good.
Total.
You're good.
It's still the same price.
Yeah.
Yeah, minus 125. I'm seeing on DraftKings, so you could still get close. I mean, I don't see any reason to doubt the Reds against righties right now. They're finally woken up against right-handed pitching. In the last 30 days, I think they're a top 10 lineup. 8th in WRC plus, 3rd in OPS against righties in the last 30 days. They've been getting to righty starters. They got to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the last 6 righty starters to pitch against the Reds. They got to. The only one that was able to pitch well against them is Jake Irvin. Other than that, they're getting to righty starters. So, I mean, Zach Littell, we've seen he's seen better days. I mean, earlier in the season, he was looking pretty solid, kind of turning into a fade for me. So I expect the Reds to get to him. Problem is, I don't know what my thoughts are on Abbott in this road start, because the Rays seem to have woken up against lefties. I mean, a month ago, we were like, oh, the Rays are back against lefties, and they haven't seen a ton of left-handed pitching. So I think the matchup between Abbott and the Rays bats is a little bit more of a toss-up. So I went with the Reds team total over here.
I went right back to the Reds personally. I took them on the money line. I think I got them at like minus 105 or something like that. They're still in that range right now.
You get plus money now.
Yeah, I got plus 105.
Oh, plus 105. You can get a plus 110. So yeah, it's still in there.
Yeah, I that and the Seattle line moved again. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, I understand that the Rays against lefties is one of those things that we have to pay attention to. But Andrew Abbott on the road, and matter of fact, this whole year, I mean, he's had a couple decent are kind of blow ups. I guess that one against Miami, but his last 4 road starts on the road at Washington, 6 2/3, 2 runs on 6 hits. Against the Yankees, 6 innings, 3 hits and 1 run. Against St. Louis, another team that can hit or another team that doesn't hit lefties at all. But again, 5 innings, 2 runs. On the road at Milwaukee, 5 innings and 3 runs. I trust Andrew Abbott. Not to mention the fact that Cincinnati is going to have everybody in their bullpen rested and ready to go. I know a couple guys weren't yesterday, but they had multiple days off prior to that. And then as far as the Tampa Bay bullpen is concerned, not that any of them are like overly taxed or anything like that, but the Reds did see Fairbanks, Adam, and Clevenger. That's 3 of their top 4 arms yesterday. I think that gives them a little bit more of an advantage late in the ball game. So yeah, I took the Reds at plus money. I kind of like it a lot, actually.
I don't know. I have a feeling the Rays are going to get to Abbott.
If that's the case, so be it. But the Rays shouldn't be favored like this by a team like the Reds, who are essentially trying to still play against the playoffs, in my opinion.
Next game, prop Beaver. Grimace. Man, is Grimace back? Like,
I don't know, but I bet him. So
I'm a little worried about
and the run line, Beaver.
Wow. And the run line.
Plus 170. How am I supposed to let that go?
Isn't Andy going to this game? Andy's going to this game. And it's like Andy's like cursed. Every time he gets tickets to a Mets game, like when it gets closer to it, he ends up seeing Tyler McGill pitch. I think he said it's his 5th time seeing McGill pitch. Andy's seen Meatball McGill pitch 5 times now. Yeah, I mean, I can't argue with your Mets bet. If Grimace is back, it's not even. Oh, he's back.
He's back. After last night, he is so back. God damn it. I liked the Braves
Here's the thing.
so much yesterday. It's so sad. So sad. I thought I was so sharp.
I'm glad I didn't bet it. Spencer Schwellenbach has been good. And secondly, he's got really nice looking numbers against righty bats. And that's all the Mets have. They're loaded up. There's 7 righties in the lineup. So on paper, this is a favorable matchup for Schwellenbach, but it doesn't matter. If Grimace is back, it doesn't matter who's on the mound. They're going to put up 9 runs and win. That's just what Grimace does. He's a man that produces. So, I mean, I won't be fading the Mets. This is a pass for me.
Yeah, I bet the Mets last night at minus 108 and on the run line at plus 170. So you can still pretty much get the run line at that number. The money lines went up a little bit, but yeah, I'm just going to continue to bet the Mets. Like I said yesterday, I was on the Braves yesterday. I thought that it was a fantastic spot. We got Charlie Morton a couple runs early, and everything completely fell apart. I mean, we didn't even make it. Was it the 4th inning that all happened or something like that? The 3rd inning. So we didn't even make it to the 5th inning, and it was even a close game. So, yeah, Schwellenbach does have very good numbers against a whole bunch of righties, but at the same time, he's been very ho-hum. I understand that he has some really good starts against Detroit. He looked decent against Baltimore, but St. Louis hit him up twice. Not to mention Pittsburgh hit him up. So he can be vulnerable at times. And again, Tyler McGill, he's been really, really bad. 2 back-to-back bad starts, but 1 on the road in Chicago. It is what it is. That was absolutely terrible. But the home start against Houston, I mean, Houston can hit. I mean, I don't really put too much stock into that. But previous to that, he pitched well against the Padres, pitched well against the Dodgers, pitched well against Miami. I guess Miami wasn't too good. But regardless, I'm just, at this price, there was no way I could pass up the Mets. So everybody in the Mets bullpen is ready to rested and ready to go as well. I just felt like it was too cheap of a price.
Yeah, I can't argue with you there. Let's go to the next game.
And you're going to have, I don't know if you're going to have Stanek available, but if he's available, that's just one more decent arm in that bullpen.
I don't think he is.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, probably tomorrow. So next up is Cleveland, Philly. Shout out Cleveland. Shout out Machine Gun Kelly. Tough spot here. I actually am considering, and was considering last night. I am still considering it. Kind of want to talk through it a little bit.
Phillies
What about
minus
laying the
1.5.
minus 142? Just laying the juice and taking it. Cleveland can't hit righty starters. That hasn't ended.
And to be honestly, Tyler Phillips, he got hit up by Oakland, but I don't really know what to put into that because Oakland can just do that to teams. He looked really good against Pittsburgh, and I understand that Pittsburgh's terrible, but guess what? Cleveland is terrible against right-handed pitching yesterday as well. Not to mention the fact that we won with Cleveland 3-1 yesterday, and again, I was on Cleveland, so I'm not going to say it, but that umpire was screwing Philadelphia. Absolutely screwing Philadelphia.
God bless him. God bless
that man, but he was screwing Philadelphia. So, again, Cookie Carrasco in the bank. I understand that he pitched decent there last year, but I will say this: if he only goes a few innings, Cleveland will not be in really good shape because if you look at Cleveland's bullpen, Clase 3 of the last 4 days, Gaddis 3 of the last 4 days, Cade Smith went yesterday. Cade Smith, I think, is their best arm besides Clase. So in the back end of this game, the Phillies have definitely possibilities to score some runs here. So Hoffman, Strahm, Soto, none of those guys worked yesterday for the Phillies. So yeah, I think I'm just talking myself into a Phillies bet.
Yeah, I think I'm going to bet this too. I mean, I'm looking at righty starters against the Cleveland recently. 6 innings, 0 runs, 7 innings, 1 run, 7 innings, 0 runs, 6 innings, 1 run, 6 innings, 0 runs, 6 innings, 1 run, 7 innings, 0 runs. I mean, they're just not scoring. Righty starters are literally taking turns on this Cleveland lineup, throwing gems. This is the coldest lineup in baseball against righties. And if you're thinking, oh, well, Kyle, maybe they saw a bunch of Cy Young candidates. Michael King, Matt Waldron, Brian Pepio, Zach Littell, Taj Bradley. I mean, not that these are bad names, but these certainly aren't all-stars. Actually, was Waldron an all-star?
No.
Yeah, but that was a bad example. He's pretty good. But
him
still,
and Bradley are pretty good. But the point is, we've been talking about this for weeks, not just the list that you know.
Ryan Pepio, 6 shutout innings, 2 hits. Are you joking? So I don't even know much about Tyler Phillips, but he should be fine here pitching at home against Cleveland because they haven't touched.
He does use his right hand, so that helps.
And then you got Carlos Carrasco, who historically, I know recently there's been a couple nice road starts in there, but historically this dude's a fade on the road. This is dating back to like his year with the Mets. He's been a fade on the road for a while. So I on the road in Phillies, I'm fine with that. Also, Cleveland's bullpen. Philly saw all their, Clase and Gaddis last night. Clase and Gaddis have now both thrown 3 of the last 4. I think they'll be available, but certainly overused. I think I'm going to bet. I might grab this minus 142 now because I would imagine that's not going to be there.
Yeah, I'm coming along for the ride.
Minus 142 on DraftKings. I'm betting this now. Sorry, guys. 1 second. Phillies. It's on, by the way, it's minus 142 is on draft. I said that. I'm sorry. It's early.
No, I mean, I'm sure there's multiple people that want to hear it more than once. I'm not even talking.
Let me just post it in the Discord real quick. Screenshot. Sorry, guys. Kyle bets. All right. Yeah, I like this bet. I'm in on the Phillies.
Same.
All right. Next game, please, Prop Beaver. Twins Tigers. It looks like this line hasn't moved from last night. I was looking at this one last night. It has moved a little bit. Actually, it would have moved against me because it looks like the Twins moved. What did you take?
I took Tigers first 5 money line at minus 120 and their run line, and now it's 135.
All right, so you can go first then because you actually have a bet. I was considering Tigers money line. I almost bet it last night.
I'm on the Tigers here. Like I said, first 5. I sprinkled more on the money line just because it is the Tigers. But I also played the first 5 run line a little bit as well. Just trying to isolate the pitching advantage with Tariq on a daily basis. You need me to tell you that Tariq Skubal as a Cy Young candidate has been fantastic. Not to mention the fact the last 2 times that he's faced Minnesota in Detroit, once this year, one in I think 2 years ago, 12 total innings, 4 hits, no runs. He's looked really, really good. He did have a 6-inning performance against Minnesota earlier in the year where he gave up 3 runs. I expect him to pitch much better today here at home. His last 2 starts at home against the Dodgers and the Phillies, 13 total innings, 5 hits, 2 runs. So I trust Skubal at home, even against a really good offense in Minnesota, at least on paper, what they say. And then on the other side, I can just honestly, it's kind of a fate of Joe Ryan, who hasn't looked good over his last 7 starts. He had a solid start against the Rays back on 6/19, but besides that, 6 innings, 4 runs against Milwaukee, 5 1/3, 5 runs on the road against San Francisco, 5 2/3, 3 runs against Houston. Decent start against Seattle on the road, and then Arizona got to him for 4 runs on the road as well. On top of all that, the last 3 times that he's faced Minnesota or Detroit, 2 of them this year, he's only went past the 6th inning once, and he's given up 3 runs and 4 runs in each of those games. So with 13 total hits. So I just thought that -120 in the first 5 for a Tigers team that I give you has lost 3 of their last 4 games. So they're definitely not on the same winning streak as they were before. But they were playing decent baseball right now, and I'll take my chances with Skubal that early.
Yeah, I mean, I was leaning Tigers last night, but I'm not betting it. A line would have moved against me because I almost bet them at like -112 last night. That's what I was looking at, and now you can get a -105. Not that that's anything significant. Don't even put that up though. I'm not. This is a pass now. I don't like the way the line moved. I don't like how I feel like Minnesota has every advantage in this game except starting pitchers. I just pass.
Yeah, they have a huge bullpen advantage.
Yeah. Rockies, Giants. This is a doubleheader, right?
Yep.
Yeah, next game. Marlins, Brewers.
Shout out Marlins. Easy
Yeah,
money yesterday.
Plus, God damn, you had a good day, man. It's another huge plus price you hit yesterday.
It wasn't that good of a day.
Oh. Wasn't that good?
I still lost Pittsburgh. I still lost the Angels. I lost the Dodgers. I lost Atlanta. I lost the over.
Wow, you suck at this, huh?
Well, that's what happens when you play plus money. You plus money, it comes and goes.
Comes and goes. Marlins, Brewers in Milwaukee. Somebody in the Discord really liked Miami first 5 team total over 1.5. They were talking about it. Just fading Savale.
Hard not. I mean, I don't hate it.
I'm not touching.
I didn't bet it. I didn't bet to touch this game personally, but I was betting Miami yesterday because of Trevor Rogers, and I trust him pitching well. Yes, they scored 6 runs, and they've scored 6 runs in 4 straight games. Again, I'm not Max Meyer or Meyer, however you want to say it. He doesn't have terrible numbers at all this year. He has 3 starts. LA, St. Louis, and Atlanta has pitched well in all those starts. But at the same time, it is Milwaukee at home, who's pretty damn good at home. So I don't even know what the number is, to be honest with you. I haven't even. What's the number? What does it say? Oh, yeah, 162. Yeah, it's a straight pass for me. I have no interest betting this game.
Next. Dodgers, Houston. Oh, I forgot to look at this one. This isn't bad. Let's So really, they got Astros as -142 favorites here. I mean, it makes sense. Justin Robleski and Ronel Blanco. I must have skipped over this one last night. Blanco's got solid numbers at home, solid numbers against righty bats. Actually, his righty-lefty splits are pretty much even. Struggled against good lineups. What's the bullpen situation here? Houston's pretty much good. Dodgers, yeah. So bullpens are good. Robleski, I don't have any numbers on him, but I thought Gavin Stone was going to pitch well, and he didn't. So maybe I was wrong about this Houston lineup cooling down against righties. Because, yeah, they got to Gavin Stone last night, but before that, there was 3 or 4 in a row that they didn't get to. So I was saying, hey, Houston's bats are cooling down against righty starters. I don't know if I feel that way anymore. You have anything for this one?
It would be first 5 over or pass for me, but now it's up to like -130 at 4.5. I wouldn't play over 4, or I wouldn't play a 5 or anything like that. But yeah, this one's kind of hard. I thought Gavin Stone would pitch well too, but I think that also, like, I kind of had a feeling it was a bad, like when Freddie Freeman got announced out yesterday. I mean, when you take him out of that lineup, honestly, like, it's not even, the Dodgers lineup isn't even that scary anymore. Like, and not that like Freddie Freeman's really damn good, but now when you take him out of the lineup, it's Ohtani, Smith, Teoscar Hernandez, and that's really all you worry about. Andy Pajes can do something every once in a while. Gavin Lux has gotten lucky a couple times this week, but Hayward, Biggio, Kiki Hernandez, Nick Ahmed, I mean, like, you don't really worry about that at all on my side. So it would be Astros. It would be Astros or pass. And we also all know that the Dodgers don't play a lot of one-run games. So I would honestly play Astros -1.5 at a huge plus price for a small amount, rather than playing them on the money line, because the chances of this game landing on 1 is slim to none, in my opinion.
Nothing. Cubs, Royals.
That was the worst bet of all time yesterday from me.
Yeah, it was. I mean, they ended up scoring 6.
I know, but we all know the Cubs aren't scoring. And I was convinced in my head that they would put a couple on the board. Like, there was nothing that anybody could tell me yesterday that the Cubs weren't scoring runs on Brady Singer.
So this is
You
a
drink your
tough
coffee
one.
this morning?
I did. I don't know what's
All
going
right.
on. I stayed up really late.
I know. I'm just giving this shit.
Yeah, I stayed up really late again. Those spreadsheets are coming out sick. How do you not take the Royals at this price? I mean, Imanaga's been such a beast, but Lugo at home against the Cubs? The problem is, I would imagine everyone in the world is taking the Royals here.
I don't even think it matters. I'm dead serious. I mean, I am not a Royals guy.
With the price, then.
I think that people are going. I don't think it's going to be super. I mean, I could be wrong. I haven't looked into it.
Actually, wow, we're polling about 50-50.
Yeah, I was gonna say the people love Shota. They love betting them some Imanaga. So, and it's not like the Royals versus lefties or some like wagon. So yeah, it's Royals or pass for me. I had them on a list. I mean, the issue is that Seth Lugo's coming off 9 innings against the White Sox. And like, that kind of scares me a little bit. I don't know what to expect from him. It wouldn't be crazy if he wasn't as effective, but he could also come out there and pitch really, really well. So I think the part of the price is the fact that Imanaga's on the mound. Part of the price, you have Seth Lugo coming off a 9-inning performance as well. Not to mention the Cubs or the Royals don't hit lefties. So the price kind of makes sense. But either way, it's Royals or pass. Not to mention the way that they've been playing right now and hitting the ball. There's no way I bet the Cubs.
Man, in the last week, we've seen this Cubs lineup get blanked by the following righties. Brady Singer, 7 shutout innings, 4 base runners. Before that, Bryce Wilson, through 4 innings, allowed a single base runner. Colin Rea, 5 shutout innings. Ooh, congrats. You scored 2 runs on Tobias Myers. Onslaught there, Cubs. Before that, Brandon Pfaadt, 7 shutout innings, 2 base runners. 2 in 7 innings. The Cubs, the milk has gone bad in Chicago. I don't see even. I don't care if Seth Lugo's coming off a 16-inning performance.
No, I get it. I agree. I just want. I have to point it out. That's all.
All right, I'm betting this too. God damn, I have a lot of bets open now. What am I doing? What am I doing, guys?
And you're gonna have a whole bunch more because you're gonna be betting UFC.
Yeah, that's later though. Oh, these games are actually later too. Let me get it. Let me see what where the best line is for the Royals.
Should be -125 on DK.
Yep. Got to do it, huh? Got to do it. Someone just joined the stream. Yo, what's up, man? Yeah, no problem. Could you just mute your mic because we got a couple games left?
Oh, you're good.
All right, so I'm betting the Royals now. Let me share it in the Discord. Damn, that's 6 bets I got open for today. Being aggressive. I'm aggressive today, guys. Feeling aggressive.
This is UFC 304 coming up, correct? Never mind. I was just trying to tail along. That's all.
All right, I'm in. Next game, yo. Probably was making fun of you.
Oh, I'm sure he is.
All right, next game is Nats Cardinals. Ooh, my 8's gone. I bet this one I took an over. I got it at 8 though. It's now at 8.5. Not that I'm saying, oh, can't bet it now. I mean, I still take an 8.5. Obviously, I like the 8 better. I left money on the table yesterday. If you watch yesterday's show, when we got to this game, I straight up said, guys, this number at 7.5, and we made some jokes about the run index, but I was dead serious when I was like, this should be 9.5. I was pretty set on the fact that number looked way off, and the final score was 10-8 on that 7.5 total game. So just left money on the table. I'm not doing the same today. I'm on the over. Kyle Gibson at home is a nightmare. He's been so bad in this ballpark this year. He's got really bad numbers against lefty bats. The Nats are loaded with lefty bats. So I have no faith in Kyle Gibson throwing a good game here. Well, the Washington should have no problem getting some runs across on him. And Jake Irvin, dude, the wheels might be coming off the wagon for Jake Irvin. I know that's your boy Toast, but
he had 2 bad starts against Grimace and the Milwaukee on the road. Let's relax.
The Cardinals lineup has been better than Milwaukee.
I'm just saying to him to make it.
All right,
make
cool.
the
Take
statement.
the Cardinals then. Take the Nats then.
It's a straight pass, but the
All
fact.
right, but why don't you back your boy though?
Okay, let's just go through. We can go through it really quickly. Cincinnati, 7 innings, 2 runs.
I only want to talk about the last 2.
Okay, that's the last one. Cincinnati, 7 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs. Bad or not?
That's
yes or
good.
no? Okay,
that's good.
Okay, on the road in Milwaukee, 4 innings, 9 hits, 6 runs. Bad.
And 3 walks.
Yep. But
And
we can
before
keep
that,
going back.
bad.
You don't want to talk about
His
the
last 2
innings.
road starts. Bad. His last 2 road starts, he's got a 10.80 ERA.
Right, and then
Cardinals
the two before that, he went 6 innings, 1 run against Tampa Bay, 6 on the road in Coors Field. He went 6 innings, struck out 10 guys, and gave up.
Okay, now we're talking about months ago.
Oh my
Also,
God, Jesus!
Keep in
You
mind,
keep moving the goalposts on Jake. It's not fair. It's just really not fair.
both of these bullpens are taxed. This is a Washington bullpen that lost Hunter Harvey, so it's a little bit short-handed. I love it. I mean, obviously, I like the 8 that I got better than the 8.5 you may be taking today. But yeah, I like the over in this one. Obviously, I got the 8, and you have to get the 8.5 because I'm a sharp. Joking. No, I like it. I'd still take it at 8.5.
Honestly, guys, I'm gonna watch this a little bit more. If I can get Washington in that plus 130 range everywhere, like it's popping up right now, I'm probably gonna take a little bit of a stab on the Nats. So we'll see.
Next, Yankees, Bo Sox.
Actually, yeah, seeing that bullpen, yeah, I'll be on the Nats. Anyway,
the Nats bullpen is just as fucked, though.
Mm-hmm.
So why would that?
Because you're paying 150 with the Cardinals. There's a different situation for me.
Proppy said,
I mean, I don't.
I think he said it sarcastically.
Does he say anything that's not sarcastic?
All right. So I think on paper the score of this game should be like 13-13 after 5 innings. Marcus Stroman on the road in Boston's like a suicide mission. The Red Sox have been crushing every single righty they've seen for like over a month now. Stroman, you can chalk him up for 4 or 5 walks every single time he takes the mound. Seriously, this is bad. I don't know. On paper, I feel like Stroman should give up at least 4 or 5 runs. That's not even making a joke. But then on the other side, Cutter Crawford, who's been pretty good. I hate that he just pitched. This is what makes it a little hard. So I didn't bet this. This is what makes this one difficult. Cutter Crawford just pitched really well against the Yankees twice in the last 5 weeks. So this Cutter Crawford
5 weeks, twice in the last. Oh, I guess it is 6-16.
No,
Okay,
it's about 5 weeks. It's about 5 weeks. So
I was gonna say
Cutter Crawford has pitched really well against the Yankees twice in the last 5 weeks. And if you've been betting baseball for multiple years, you know when you look at that, you're like, ooh, like I don't know. Can we count on him to shut the Yankees down again? Especially since the Yankees seem to be coming around offensively a little bit. So I think the Yankees get to Cutter Crawford, honestly. And then bullpen-wise, the Red Sox bullpen has been falling off recently the last month or so. They're looking pretty bad. And they used all their arms. Jansen, Kelly, Bernardino, Winkowski all pitched yesterday. They should be available, but they all were used yesterday. The Yankees just saw them. Meanwhile, the Yankees bullpen, they used Clay Holmes, Luke Weaver, is it Conley?
Mm-hmm.
I always say his name.
That one's kind of hard because it depends. I don't understand because there's some people, and I'm not even talking shit, with East Coast accents, so I'm not sure exactly the pronunciation.
What do you mean, you people?
I didn't say you people. I said some people with the East Coast.
No. I think we got what you were trying to say.
Okay,
no,
fine.
Seriously,
anybody west of the Mason or north of the Mason-Dixon line and east of the Mississippi, you people. Those are the who I'm talking to.
Got it. So both bullpens are taxed as well. It would only be over here for me.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, we don't need to stay on it very much. It's over or pass. Both team totals are juiced to 4.5 in the 130s. Yeah.
Next. What's next on the docket? Ooh, I bet this one, Toast.
Yeah, me too. I'm scared as hell. Especially because I have over a unit, a full unit on it. And of course, the line doesn't move.
Who cares? Wow, it actually moved against me here. Hey, Bill, mute your mic because we're not done with baseball yet. I don't even know if he can hear me. Yeah, all right. So Mariners at White Sox. I took Mariners money line at -146. You can get a better price. So this line moved against me. I mean, I don't really care. I also don't even really. It's not even that I blindly trust Brian Wu here, but I feel like you should trust any starting pitcher pitching against the White Sox right now. Also, historically, dating back to last year, Brian Wu dominant against righty bats. It's lefty bats that you struggle with him. I know his numbers this year don't really reflect that in a huge way, but last year it was so extreme. It was the type of thing I can never forget. So Brian Wu pitching against a bunch of righties. Worst lineup in baseball, period. Worst home lineup in baseball, period. Worst lineup in baseball against righties, period. So Brian Wu should be fine. Mariners won by about 25 runs last night, so the bullpen's rested. They also have Rosarina added, and yes,
Garcia.
And Garcia. I knew there was a bullpen arm too. So they also, not only is the Mariners bullpen rested, but they got Garcia thrown in there in front of Munoz. So even if this game is close, the Mariners have a badass 8-9 combination there to close it out. Not to mention they got Thornton, they got a couple. Saucedo. The Mariners bullpen should be really nice heading down the stretch. I just don't expect the White Sox to score any runs. And now that the Mariners, by the way, I thought that's why yesterday I was considering taking the Mariners even against I was considering taking the Mariners even though their numbers look terrible. I think the trade sparked this team. They scored 10 runs yesterday. Now you add a Rosarina in. I think the Mariners offense is going to be dramatically improved. So I think this price is just off. So I put a full unit on the Mariners money line at -146. You can get a better price than that now. Obviously, the market is taking the White Sox here, pushing the line down.
The only thing I can say is that I understand. I mean, I guess I don't understand why it's moving against us because I just thought that it would continue to rise. But I will say that Eric
We're polling
Fetty
50-50 right now.
That's why I was kind of surprised because Eric Fetty has been extremely good at home this year. Last couple of starts, 5 innings, no runs against Milwaukee. The Dodgers got to him, but he looked really good against Baltimore. No 7 innings against Washington, no runs. 6 innings, no runs against Cleveland. Obviously, that's back in May, but again, he's been really good at home. But talking about Brian Wu and his numbers, his lefty-righty splits, obviously very dominant against righties. His lefties, it's the xFIP that's really bad against lefties. 492 xFIP. The issue is the only lefties in that lineup is Ben Attendee. I think it's Ben Baldwin. I don't even know which Baldwin that is. Brooks Baldwin, excuse me. That's the new kid that they got. Yeah, that's right. Brooks Baldwin and Nicky Lopez. That's the only 3 lefties in that lineup. None of those guys scare you at all. Yeah, I just felt like it was way too cheap of a price with the Mariners that have advantage in all 3 phases of this game. So, yeah.
Yeah, I like this bet a lot, honestly. I was considering putting 1.25 on it. I was considering putting a few extra dollars on it, but
What I have on it.
Next.
I'll never do that.
Prop Beaver over there texting.
Hey, Andy, can you get me a foul ball? Can you get Lindor's autograph?
Yeah, probably. Exchanging memes with Andy. You know me. All right. Pirates, Diamondbacks. I don't have a single thing to say about this. I have nothing to say. Next. Well, I mean, let Toast talk, but no for me. This is going to be a no for me.
First of all, I want to say I apologize for yesterday. That was a rookie mistake playing Pirates full game. I should have just isolated Shitty Gallon versus Goat Ortiz. That's on me. Won't happen again. Won't happen again. I really want to take Ortiz. I really want to take the Pirates in the first 5 again. Or not again. I really want to take the Pirates in the first 5. I don't know why, but Marco Gonzalez has been fine. And I don't know. It's just a gut feeling. It's going to end up being a pass, but I really think that Pittsburgh can do something here. I feel like Arizona got really, really lucky to score yesterday. They had one good inning. I just Brandon Pfaadt's coming off of 2 games where he hasn't given up a run, 4 starts where he's only given up 2 total runs. You got Marco Gonzalez on the other side. No one he's talking about, who's actually pitching extremely well this year, believe it or not. So it's Pirates or pass for me. I don't know if I actually end up getting there, but yeah, I really, really want to bet the Pirates, especially in the first 5. Next.
No. Prop Beavers. Yeah, next game. Oakland up. O-Town. Completing the sweep. Oh, no. It's a 4-game series, isn't it? I was asking you a question, Toast.
Oh, you did? Is it a 4 games? I'm not sure.
It has to be, right? Because it's Saturday. It has to be.
Yeah, well then, yeah. It was, yeah.
Let me look.
Yeah, it is.
So it's not completing the sweep. Not completing the sweep. But I like Oakland to win this one. I got it at plus 109. I mean, it's not necessarily that I trust Mitch Spence at all. In fact, he's been pretty bad. It's just that Oakland against it's a lefty, and what Oakland has done to lefty starters over the last month and a half is insane. Did you know that the Oakland Athletics are the best lineup in baseball against lefties in the last 30 days? I don't even think it's close.
It's not.
It's not even close. They have. And it's not like, oh, whatever, they hit a few lefties. No, watch what they're doing to lefties. So, in case you don't know, in the last 30 days, the Oakland lineup, period, this is not against lefties, this is period, first in WRC plus, first in OPS. This is the best lineup in baseball on paper in the last 30 days. Against lefties, first and first. Best lineup in baseball on paper against lefties in the last 30 days. The lefty starters that they've seen, and by the way, I'm going to read you the names. Ranger Suarez, Chris Sale, Cole Reagans, Cole Irvin, and Tyler Anderson, our very own Tyler Anderson, who they see today. They smashed every single one of those guys, including Chris Sale, Cole Reagans, 8 base runners, 2 runs at 6.
I was going to say, it was
Cole Reagans was an okay start. It wasn't. They got to him a little bit, but
right.
But still, they're crushing everybody. So yeah, I expect them to crush Tyler Anderson again, like they did the first time. And maybe is Mitch Spence going to give up a run or two? Probably. Would also lean towards the over, even up at 9. But Oakland up plus 109. I got it.
So I wanted to play Oakland as Oakland first 5 team total over 2.5 plus 120 is what I bet. Kyle just essentially just did it. Fuck, it's plus 124 now. Damn it. Anyway, that's good for you if you want to still tail me. But Kyle just illustrated how Oakland has been smashing lefty starters the last 2 times they've seen Tyler Anderson, once this year, one at the end of the year last year. They've hit this number against him in both of those starts. The reason that I didn't personally play Oakland on the money line or as the side, this will be the 4th time the Angels are seeing Mitch Spence this season. That kind of worries me just a wee bit. So yeah, I just decided to isolate to that first 5 team total.
Next. No, it's not. It's Rocky Shines. Oh, it's a doubleheader. Yeah. All right. So we'll do the community parlay after USC. Let's talk some MMA. Toast, I'll talk to you in the Discord. I'll be home working all day. So
later, brother.
Later. Let's talk some. We got a big one. Patty the Batty Proppy versus favorite wrestler. Make sure you unmute Bill too. We get the mute. Yeah, I can. Bill, give me a sound test.
You hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Bill.
Okay. What about Kyle?
Yeah, what is that noise? Whose mic is it coming from? You can see it. What noise is that? Oh, you can see it on the thing. Which bar is moving? It's Beaver Cam. Whoever's Beaver. Oh, it stopped. It stopped. All right, we're good. All right, let's talk some fighting. All right. Last time I tailed you guys, I went 3-0, tailing both of your bets. That might have been 2 times ago, actually. But all right. A lot of when I was making these graphics late last night, a lot of English fighters. I'm guessing this one's overseas.
It's in England, yeah.
It's in England. Then how does it
Manchester,
start?
England.
So how does it start so late if it's in England?
They're screwing the local crowd.
So it's if you're in England and you want to watch the main event, we're talking like 5 a.m.
Yeah.
What in the hell is that?
They should have won the war.
That's what it comes down to. I'll take USA at the big minus price.
They usually run the pay-per-views or the fight nights at local UK time, but for whatever reason they're doing it US time for this.
They should have won the war, he said. All right. So let's get started. And Teller, you requested that we put this fight up. So you got something you like in this one? You're pumped to watch this one?
Yeah, this is a great fight. Manel Kape taking on Mokaev. A lot of people feel this fight should be on the main card. For some weird reason, it was pushed way down the card. This is essentially a title eliminator. The winner of this fight, in my book, is next to fight for the belt. This is an extremely high-level fight. There's a lot of bad blood going into this fight. If you guys saw the weigh-ins yesterday, these guys are like fighting in the back. Everyone has to keep them apart. So Manel Kape is a fighter that has great footwork. He's a very dangerous striker. Okay, he's going to look to keep this fight standing. While on the other hand, Mokaev is going to look to do what he's been doing throughout his career. Just go to the grappling. He will continue to chain those wrestling and those takedown attempts. And that's going to be his avenue to win this fight. And it is a realistic possibility, of course. He's extremely high level. But I like the dog value on Kape here because this is a dude that's been cutting his teeth against some of the best fighters, even well before he signed with the UFC. He was a rising champion over there. He had big victories over there against some of the highest level fighters at this weight class, even some of the fighters that not a lot of people know about. There's a fighter, Asakura, who just got signed by the UFC. He's been fighting over in Japan. He knocked him out over there. There was a split decision loss he had against him. I thought he won that fight. And he was a young buck back then, 23 years old. Kape is ready for this opportunity here. He's been training with Umar Nurmagomedov, Tegir Ulanbekov. He's been training with a lot of high-level Dagestani fighters. I think that he can keep this fight standing and get the better of the striking and may even land a fight-finishing strike, maybe a knee, some type of fight-ending shot here. It's a tough fight, but I like the value here for sure. I like the dog value you can get, and you could have locked him in anywhere right around plus 150. The line's been moving a little bit, but right around there is where the line's at.
Yeah, so it looks like Prop Viewers fixed it for me. So last night I made these late. I understand that Kape is not a white guy. I messed that picture up. In the graphic below Teller's face, though, that's the correct Kape. That's actually what he looks like. Put Kape up for me. I'm down to tail. Teller, you didn't request this fight or anything. It's a super early on in the prelims. Do you have any interest in it?
Mean me?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Bill, DJ.
Yeah, I actually went the other way and took Mokaev. Line's a little higher than I wanted because it was more like minus 140, minus 150 for Mokaev earlier, but it went up to minus 180 where I got it. Mokaev's a good wrestler. Kape's definitely a better striker. If it stays on the feet, Mokaev's in trouble. But he doesn't throw a lot of strikes. He just likes to wrestle. There's a lot of bad blood here. So if Kape gets a little maybe over aggressive, he might walk himself into some takedowns. When we've seen Kape taken down, he doesn't do great to stand back up. So I think Mokaev can score takedowns and hold him down and just limit damage on the feet.
All right. So
And can I just say one more thing in regards to this fight? Just one kind of interesting fact too, our point. Since Mokaev had his UFC debut where he had a very quick finish in that fight, he's then went on this winning streak, but he's had times in all of those fights where he's kind of struggled getting the fight down. He was kind of desperate pushing against the cage, and I'm not that high on some of the level of competition in some of those fights there. So just something to keep an eye on. I think there'll be some moments where he will struggle. So we'll see if Kape could take advantage of that.
Yeah, he was going to lose to Tim Elliott by split decision if it went to the cards. He was losing to Malcolm Gordon. Well, it was tied with Malcolm Gordon going into the third, and he was losing in the third, and then he scored a submission. So yeah, Mokaev's got some flaws, but I like him for this particular matchup.
Yeah, in 3 of those wins, he pulled off third-round submissions, kind of like very late submissions in kind of close fights.
next up, let's get on to the main card, which is Alan Chikadze. Chikadze. That's what I meant. That's what I meant. Chikadze. Big Chikadze guy here. If you so all right. So tell them we're first and the last one. Bill, what do you like in this one?
I have no bet on the fight, but I'm picking Allen. They're both strikers. Chikadze comes from a glory kickboxing background, and he's won eight of 9 fights in the UFC, I think it is. And surprisingly, nobody's really taken him down and put him on his back. Allen has that in his back pocket. He has the grappling edge, whether he chooses to do it. But as far as like if it's a striking match, they're both pretty low volume, so it could be very competitive. And I don't want to bet Arnold Allen at minus 220, 230, whatever he's sitting at. But I do think he wins the fight.
So a pass from Bill. Allen or pass. And while we were scrolling through the graphics, I saw Chikadze graphics, which means that's got to be tellers. So you guys are on opposites to start both of them. That's fun. All right.
Yeah, I have a feeling maybe we'll be opposites throughout the main card here too. I mean, I'm targeting a lot of underdogs just to give you guys a heads up there. I like the value on Giga Chikadze here. This is a close fight in my opinion. Now, Arnold Allen may be the better overall mixed martial artist, but Giga Chikadze is a very high level kickboxer, and coming into his last fight, he was coming off a very long layoff. He's coming into this fight off a long layoff once again. But he showed in that last fight that he can come off a long layoff and pick right back up. I thought he looked good in that last fight against Bruce Leroy. Giga Chikadze has to keep this fight standing. He wants to create separation, wants to use his kicks and whatnot. Allen's going to try to pressure him and maybe sneak in some grappling or just try to use some dirty boxing and some closer range strikes. And I had this as a closely capped fight. So if you're going to get the value on Chikadze, which is as high right now as plus 215 on Bovada, I think there's some slight value there. I also like the fact that Chikadze's been training extensively with Beneil Dariush, who's a very high-level grappler, and Dariush has been saying that Chikadze right now is hitting on all cylinders, and he's the best fighter in this weight class, which obviously, friends are going to kind of pump you up a little bit, but those are high regards from a very high-level fighter in Dariush. So I think there's some value on Chikadze.
Plus 195. Damn. All right. Next game. Next
next fight.
Next fight. Duncan Rodriguez. Another English fighter. Like they said, they load the cards up with these. But what's the point?
Lost you there, Kyle. I don't know if did Jen, can you hear him?
No, he froze on me.
Okay.
what's the point of having it in England if I was going to try to pretend like I never left. I don't know why my browser keeps freezing up every whatever. So what's the point of having it in England if you're going to make the start time when the locals can't even go anyway? Doesn't make sense to me. But hey, I'm not at the executive level of the UFC marketing team. So,
although I'll say this, if you're watching the fights, I have a feeling that the arena will be absolutely packed and you'll be seeing beers flying in the air as the English fighters get finishes.
Okay. So do you like the Teller, do you like the English fighter in this one? Duncan's a -135 favorite, it looks like.
So this fight right here, throughout the entire card, I think that this is probably the closest matched fight on the card. I mean, this fight could go really one of two ways. Christian Leroy Duncan's a sniper, great counter striker. He's going to have a 4-inch reach advantage here. We've seen Gregory Rodriguez run into trouble before. When he loses fights, you know, he's ran into a big shot and got stopped. We saw that on Dana White's Contender Series where he got knocked out against a fighter that was way smaller. He was a natural welterweight fighter, the diabetic Jordan Williams, who couldn't even cut weight. He caught Gregory Rodriguez coming in. So we've seen that aspect when Gregory Rodriguez loses. I think that if he loses this fight, that's how it plays out. I think that he's pressuring, he's aggressive, and maybe Duncan can catch him. But I do believe that Rodriguez is the better overall fighter, and he's really hitting on all cylinders right now. He's coming off a dominant performance. I think he pressures. He'll have a little bit of a grappling edge if he chooses to try to use that, or if he can have some success there. And also his striking is very powerful, and it's looking sharper than ever. He's been putting a lot of work with Henry Hooft down in South Florida, a world-class kickboxer, and his striking's been looking really good. So those signs kind of point me towards Gregory Rodriguez, just saying he's the more complete fighter here. But it's a very close fight. And this is one that could go either way. You know what I mean? You could be eating your words if you say Rodriguez is going to win or vice versa.
All right. Looks like I saw Duncan graphic, CLD. So, yeah, Bill's on the other side again. We're on opposites the whole way here.
So yeah,
I took Duncan, but like Teller said, it's a very close fight. I think it comes down to whether or not Rodriguez is looking to grapple. He has a better grappling skills than Duncan. But on the feet, Rodriguez is chinny, and so I'm just banking on that it stays on the feet, and Duncan catches it with something and knocks him out.
Did you say chinny?
Yeah, like he has no chin.
Oh, have you ever heard that? Chinny? Oh, wow. All right.
Yes,
so
an MMA reference.
Yeah, I've never heard that adjective before. Chinny.
Yeah,
Okay.
Can't take a punch, chinny.
Oh, okay. Got it. All right, next up. King Green, I believe is Bobby Green, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So Bobby King Green against Patty the Batty, Prop Beaver's favorite fighter. All right. So first of all, I wanted to ask, because obviously, as you guys know, I don't follow it that closely. I thought Patty Pimblett was like the up and coming star. He's on the second undercard here. So did his career just not pan out? I remember when he first.
No, this is actually a huge spot. He's essentially in the co-main event. I mean, he's fighting. Am I wrong here? He's fighting under the 2 title fights. No.
Yeah, it's good placement on the card.
This is about as good as it gets if it's not a title fight. I mean,
I
because
thought
it's
he
going
would
to
be
go
main eventing his own card.
Yeah, but the UFC is always going to have title fights at the top, and then it's going to go in order of weight class. So the higher the weight class, that's going to be the top title fight. And then, well, actually, no, I'm eating my words. Well, no, because the heavyweight here is an intern heavyweight championship fight. That's why it's under the welterweight. But if it was a legit heavyweight fight, it goes in order of weight class and goes down.
Okay, so I get it. I didn't realize that both the top 2 fights were title fights. That makes a little more sense, because obviously you have to put those last. So his career is going fine then, Pimblett.
Yeah. He still has all the stardom. He has all the momentum behind him as far as his name goes and all that. Now, as far as his fighting skills go,
when I remember when he first came up, I remember him and O'Malley, and I was like, oh, these guys are the next 2 superstars here. And then O'Malley, I saw fighting in main cards, fighting Chimaev and all this shit, and then this guy is fighting the second undercard. So I thought maybe that meant his career wasn't going. But again, I don't follow it that closely, so I was just asking.
And also, you got to just to kind of put things into perspective, right? So the top two fights that we're going to be talking about next, Leon Edwards is the welterweight champion of the world who's on a crazy winning streak representing England, right? In England. He's the real champion and star representing their country. And Tom Aspinall is the intern heavyweight champion. In my opinion, and a lot of people's opinion, he's the greatest talent we've ever seen and fighting in the heavyweight division. I mean, he has potential to be the pound for pound best fighter down the line. He's a freak.
Okay. All right. So do you like Patty here?
I don't like Patty here. I'm on green. So like we're saying how Patty Pimblett has all this momentum behind him as far as his name goes and the numbers of people watching him and whatnot. I am not completely sold on him as far as his skill set goes, to say the least. He has an extremely padded record. If you run through his resume, even though he has a nice record, I mean, fighting over in Cage Warriors, I mean, fighting lower level fighters over there, it's not the same as being on the UFC scene. Since joining the UFC, he got cracked by Luigi Vendramini in his first fight. He got hurt. He almost got finished in that fight. He came back and won that fight. But after that, just low-level victories. Rodrigo Vargas, the Jordan Levitt sub, okay, whatever. The Jared Gordon fight, everybody thought he lost that fight. Okay, and then he struggled against a very aged Tony Ferguson, right? Basically the corpse of Tony Ferguson, and he gassed out in that fight. So there's just really been nothing that's been that impressive from Pimblett to me. Meanwhile, on the other hand, Bobby Green's been on an absolute tear. He's been a proven fighter from a very long time ago, since his Strikeforce days. If you take a look at his resume, he has respectable victories from years ago. And somehow, as he's getting older, he's looking better than ever. I think that Bobby Green's going to be steps ahead of him in the striking. He'll be way faster. I think he could hurt Pimblett there, or potentially get a knockout there. Pimblett is either going to have to counter Bobby Green with one big shot and knock him out, because we were talking about people being chinny earlier. Bobby Green may be chinny. We've seen him caught before, although it was against high-level fighters. Pimblett has to catch him with that one shot, or he has to get him down to the mat and try to finish him up quickly. That's how I feel about this fight. I think that Green's going to be a step ahead of him throughout this fight. And the betting line is very interesting, because we've had a lot of movement, right? Since this fight opened up, Bobby Green was a big favorite. I think he was like a minus 170, 180. And he was almost as high as a minus 200 on some books. And this line came completely down, and it's essentially pick 'em odds now. And that has something to do with the name of Pimblett, right? Patty Pimblett. Everyone knows Patty Pimblett. And I think that has a lot to do with that line movement.
Definitely. And it seems like I don't have a Pimblett graphic in here, which means Bill's on the same side as you here, right?
Yeah, I took green.
Yeah. So, and I don't know why we have a green minus 170 graphic. I think Andy just might have made a mistake there. But green minus 120. I'm looking at DraftKings. You can get minus 115. So that's about right. So yeah, I guess Bill, I guess you agree with what Teller said there about Green.
Yeah, Green's a better striker. Pimblett's best chances are on the ground, but he's not a great wrestler. And Green defends takedowns well, so it's going to be on the feet. Green's just going to keep lighting him up, and he fights like a dickhead sometimes with his hands down and all this stuff.
Ooh, I like that. I like the dickhead fighters.
He's lost close decisions in his career from goofing off and whatnot. I just, the only thing that scares me is if Patty can keep it remotely close and that the crowd sways the judges. But Green really should be putting it on him that they can't even rob him here.
I don't know though.
Point, Jim.
Yeah, because you know that the crowd's gonna be going crazy, and if it's like a close decision and they give it, there's gonna be a riot, dude.
Oh yeah, I mean everything Patty throws, they're gonna go crazy, and it's gonna be silent for Bobby. But
yeah, when he's getting pieced up, it'll be dead silent. Yeah. Is Patty chinny?
No, he's pretty durable.
Okay. All right, next up. Now we get to the title fights. Aspinall, Blaydes. I like Blaydes. I won a bet on Curtis Blaydes one time. I couldn't tell you which one, but I remember he came through for me. Big underdog in this one, and I would imagine, Bill, you can go first on this one. Pretty sure Teller was just singing the praises of Aspinall, but the question isn't whether or not you think he's a good prospect, whether or not you think he's going to be a long-range champion. It's whether or not you think there's value on a bet at minus 395.
Yes. So I agree with Teller that Aspinall is very, very talented heavyweight. But if this is a rematch from, I don't know, 3 years ago, and Blaydes and Aspinall fought, and Aspinall blew his knee out in 15 seconds. Before the fight started, Aspinall was a minus 130 favorite. So now you're sitting there with minus 395, and Blaydes is good. Blaydes has wrestling. Blaydes has cardio. Aspinall has. There's questions about where his cardio is past like a first round because he's a finisher. I'm picking Aspinall to win the fight, but I think you got to take a chance on Blaydes at plus 310. Not if you're betting 1 unit in confident plays, do like a quarter of a unit on Blaydes here. I mean, if this fight gets extended, Blaydes has good wrestling, good cardio. It's going to be a lot closer than the line suggests.
So I'm guessing, Teller, you went Aspinall by a finishing method or something?
Yeah, I like Aspinall to get a knockout here. I feel very confident that he gets a knockout, man. I really think this dude is going to end up being the greatest heavyweight talent that we've ever seen. Okay, he's going out there. He's knocking dudes out left and right. I mean, that's the way he's going out there and getting finishes. But also do note, this is a fighter that started training jiu-jitsu since he was a young kid. His father has a gym in England. He's been training jiu-jitsu since he's a kid. He's a freak athlete. But Curtis Blaydes is a fighter that is there to be knocked out. In all 4 of his losses, he's been knocked out. He pressures, he comes forward, and Aspinall is super accurate. He's going to get the knockout. How about that? I'm telling you guys right now, Aspinall is going to knock him out within the 25 minutes of this fight. Tom Aspinall has barely ever left the first round, so there's a huge asterisk here. There's a huge question mark. What's going to happen if he doesn't get that early knockout? Is Curtis Blaydes the greatest MMA wrestler of all time, essentially? Is he going to drag him to the deep water and just have his way with him? No, he's not. I'm telling you right now, he's not. We saw Curtis Blaydes against Alexander Volkov, where he continued to go to the grappling and the wrestling. He had success doing it, but he was lethargic. He was breathing heavy. Tom Aspinall is going to be too quick, too nimble in there, and I think he'll look fine even in the later rounds. I almost hope this fight goes to the 3rd, 4th, or 5th round so we could see how good Tom Aspinall even looks there. This dude moves differently. He's going to get a finish in this fight.
You want answers on his cardio, like the Denver card with Bonfim. We actually got to see Bonfim fight 3 rounds at high elevation. So now you're like, oh shit, maybe his cardio isn't that bad. So that's what we need. Like when these guys just keep finishing fights early, you don't get anything extra info on them.
For sure. But every round is going to start off on the feet, and these dudes are big, man. And Aspinall's a finisher. He's going to catch him. I'm telling you guys, he's going to catch him.
He's telling us. And it seems like you guys kind of agree. I mean, I know under Bill's face it says Blaydes plus 310, but he said he likes Aspinall to win. He just said at plus 310, it's worth a shot for a small bet. So it sounds like they're on opposite sides, but they're really not. Yeah, and in the article on the site, I picked Aspinall to win. I picked him my first round knockout. I just, from a gambling perspective, I was like, let me take a shot on Blaydes. Yeah, I get you. Next. All right, main event. And it is Bilal Muhammad. Oh, shit. Under Muhammad, I put Curtis Blaydes where it's supposed to say Bilal Muhammad against Leon Edwards. So obviously the names on the left side of the screen are wrong. I did these at about 4:40 a.m. So bear with me here. So here's the main event. Teller, you were just talking about Leon Edwards and how he's on a winning streak, and this is the main event here. Minus 270 though. Yeah, that line's too high there. So right off the rip, I'll let you guys know I like Leon Edwards to win via decision. I think that's where you could potentially find some value. We already saw this fight play out for a little bit. Remember, it ended with the eye poke, but we saw them exchanging for a couple of minutes there. Leon Edwards, to me, looked to be well ahead. He looked to be the sharper fighter there. And even when you watch tape on them from their other fights, Leon Edwards is way more technical, throws his strikes nice and straight. Bilal Muhammad has these kind of looping shots. He tries to pressure you. He has good cardio and whatnot. He's never finishing fights. Everyone makes fun of him for being the fighter that never finishes fights. So that's going to be a problem here, because if this fight goes to the judges' scorecards, first and foremost, the crowd's going to be rooting for Edwards. But Edwards has already proven, in my opinion, to be the superior fighter there. So Bilal Muhammad's kind of in a tough spot. Realistically, I think the only way that ticket gets spoiled is if Edwards snipes him and knocks him out. I think that's the more realistic way that ticket will get spoiled. But Muhammad is a pretty durable guy. We've seen him knocked out before, but at a 23 professional fights, he's been proven to be pretty durable. Just one knockout loss there. So I like the decision target on Leon Edwards, which I caught that at plus 130. So Leon Edwards plus 130 for the decision. Bill, what are your thoughts on that? I agree basically everything that Teller said, that I like Edwards. If you go to the article on the site, I picked Edwards to win, but it's another thing of playing the value in Muhammad here. It's a close fight,
Edwards is a better striker, but Muhammad, he can strike a little, he can grapple a little, he's tough, he's durable. He's going to be there for all 25 minutes. And I plus 220. I was like, same thing. Take a shot on Muhammad, but nothing, don't put a lot on it. But so that's what I'm thinking.
Can I just say this real quick too, about in regards to this fight? Both fighters coming into this fight on really big winning streaks, right? I think Muhammad's on a 9-fight winning streak, Edwards on a 12-fight winning streak. The level of competition, in my opinion, for Edwards is way higher. Okay, Bilal Muhammad has this couple scattered big names, but they were way past their prime. They were kind of shells of themselves. And even in his last win, it was a 25-minute 5-round fight against Gilbert Burns. Gilbert Burns blew his shoulder out within the first round. He was one-armed, and Bilal Muhammad still did basically nothing in that fight and just kind of squeaked by with the victory there. I mean, Leon Edwards is going out there fighting the cream of the crop, and he's going out there looking really good. So I'm much more impressed with what Edwards has been doing. And just some of those victories that Muhammad has had on the streak, I'm not impressed with.
Yeah, I can't stand Muhammad. I'm actually hoping that Edwards just beats the shit out of him and sends him down the rankings. And I'm just tired of him running his mouth that he's going to beat Covington, he's going to beat Usman at their peak. Fight Rakhmonov if you want to, work your way back up.
All right, that's the main event. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining. Go enjoy your
Join
Saturdays.
me for my fight companion, guys. Come join me for the fights, main card.
Instagram or
Watch them with
YouTube?
me on YouTube. I'd love to see you guys there.
So he's doing a live stream during the fights if you want to put it on, and watch along with them. So yeah, thanks for joining. And Prop Beaver, let's do the community parlay. Hit him with the song.
Community parlay, the parlay we bet, yeah. Community parlay is for the community. We come in nice, making a parlay, yeah.
All right, community parlay for Saturdays. You ready? You can do this while it's going. All right. Blue Jays money line. Orioles money line. Reds money line. Mets money line. Cast your votes. That was like the worst round robin ever placed. You don't remember this? This is so... Oh shit, I'm so tired. Cast them. Cast those votes. Oh, this one's like a close one. Close vote here. Back. Oh, I never left? Mets. Grimace is in it. Grimace is in it to win it. All right, next up, Phillies money line. Tigers money line. Tigers money line. Giants money line. Oh no, that's the doubleheader. Brewers money line. Astros money line. Cast your votes. So I just got a text. She's like, hey, I hope you're feeling better today. And I was like, feeling better? I forgot that I told her last night that my stomach hurt so I could work on the football spreadsheets. I forgot that I told her that. Hope I'm feeling better or what? All right. And I hope she doesn't watch. Next up, Royals money line, Cardinals money line, Yankees money line, I guess, and then do Red Sox money line too, because I wasn't sure who they picked there. Cast your votes. Are y'all horse betting in the Discord? As of right now, no. If you know a good horse betting guy, I'd consider adding someone to the payroll that wants to do that. But as of right now, I don't have anybody. I don't know enough about that market to even. Because, the thing is, if I'm hiring, a hockey person, I know, the questions to ask, and I know, I could look at their stuff, at the content, written articles and stuff, and I know what I'm looking for. But with horse racing, I don't even know. I wouldn't even know how to vet. I wouldn't even know how to tell if it's a good candidate. I'm sorry. So, my bad. And Mariners money line. And that's it. And if you want to pick a second place, the Reds got a close second. If you want to throw the Reds back in there. Cast them. Looks like it's going to be snakes. All right. Someone in the comments want to shout out some odds for this? We might have to do it ourselves. I got a sports book open. All right. We got Mets money line, Phillies money line, Royals money line. And what was the last one? Diamondbacks. Plus 767. Yep. So community parlay. Mets money line, Phillies money line, Royals money line, Diamondbacks money line plus 767. Let's see Proppy versus Underdog pick 'em, and we'll call it. Michael Lorenzen, lower. Let me make the screen bigger so I can see it. Michael Lorenzen, lower than 17.5 pitching outs. Okay. Yeah, I like that. Tyler Phillips, lower than 2.5 earned runs. I'm with that. Kyle Gibson, higher than 2.5 earned runs, in case you're listening. Kevin Gausman, lower than 32.5 fantasy points. I can get that one as well. He's been so bad at home. So that's Proppy with 4-pick pick'em. Today's free. Who is that? It's an Olympian swimmer. All right. So. All right. So today's free leg from Underdog is Katie Ledecky. Over a half second, which I'm assuming is a given. If you're located in one of these states located on this map, head over to the website Underdog Fantasy or download the app. When you make your account, make sure you use the promo code BET. If you do that, you'll get a $100 deposit bonus match. So if you deposit $100, they'll give you a free $100 to play with. And you get to use Katie Ledecky higher than a half second in your first pick'em, which I'm assuming is a lock. Someone goes, damn, she lasts longer than me. Yo. All right, everyone, go enjoy your Saturday. Thanks for watching. Me and Toast will probably be back to do a quick one tomorrow morning. Monday, football previews start. It's time. Enjoy your Saturday, guys.